It's midnight in a downtown bar, glass shaking in my hand as the neon light bleeds through the chipped paint on the walls. Amelia's gone, taken right under my nose again, and all I've got left is the echo of her laugh, sharp and impossible to forget. The city feels darker tonight, like it knows this story isn't over. They think I'm down for the count, but wait till they see what desperation looks like when it turns deadly focused. How do you get a woman back when she's been ripped away? The answer isn't pretty, but it's coming. Amelia isn't just a person. She's chaos incarnate, careening into my life and smashing my world to pieces. But when she disappears, it's not just heartbreak. It's a battleground where every choice could mean ruin. In the smoky backstreets of New Orleans, Amelia slipped away during a volatile confrontation with the cartel. No warning, just silence. I stood frozen, clutching the last note she left behind, a clue soaked in danger and promise. The city seemed to close in, as if the shadows themselves wanted to swallow her story whole, leaving me with a promise: find her or be lost myself. Desperation isn't just pain, it's a laser cutting through fog. Imagine a storm where every flash of lightning sharpens your vision instead of blinding you. That's how my desperation twisted into focus. No distractions, only the raw edge of survival instincts honed razor-sharp by loss and rage. From that haze of chaos came clarity. The disaster that tore us apart became the fuel to rebuild, a transformation where brokenness breeds power. I learned the hardest truth. Sometimes you don't just survive the wreck, you become the wrecking ball, and Amelia would need that force. When you're up against people ready to break all the rules, you realize clean answers don't exist. The game changes, and so do you. It's no longer about playing fair, but about surviving without mercy. Across the neon-lit backrooms of Memphis, I bargained with men who smiled while pulling the trigger. They broke deals, broke bones, and knew one thing: only the ruthless last standing. I learned quickly that sticking to rules meant getting played, so I rewrote them, crafting a code only the dangerous would follow. Amelia's freedom demanded no less. Ruthless negotiation is like playing chess with smoke bombs. You don't just think 10 steps ahead, you cloud the board entirely. The tactic isn't to be liked, but to unsettle, confuse, and dominate, making your opponent doubt every move. This isn't diplomacy, it's war masquerading as a deal, and every word is a weapon. The payoff came when I turned those dirty tricks into leverage. Guys who once looked down on me now hesitated. The ugly tactics weren't just survival tools, they were paths to power. The real lesson: it's not about playing dirty, it's about playing smarter, faster, and without hesitation. Loss drove me to the bottom of cheap whiskey bottles, but there I found something unexpected: a map from despair back to determination. Sometimes the darkest places shine the brightest light. Every drink promised forgetfulness but delivered clarity. Alone with the amber glow in a rundown bar, the haze peeled back the lies I told myself about control. The bottle became a bitter mirror reflecting my weakness, and a trigger reminding me that to save Amelia, I had to face the wreckage inside. The bottom wasn't the end, but the reluctant beginning. Pain is a double-edged sword, a crushing weight but also a fuel source. Think of it like a blacksmith's fire that can either destroy or temper steel. By channeling that agony instead of drowning in it, I shaped my broken spirit into something sharp, resilient. This mechanism made despair not my end, but my weapon. The transformation was brutal but real. Shattered mornings led to clear-eyed resolve. Instead of stumbling in shadows, I started moving with purpose. The scars I carried weren't symbols of defeat, but badges of the fight. The bottle's betrayal turned into a battlefield lesson. Brokenness leads to power with the right mindset. Obsession isn't a dirty word here. It's the firestorm that lights every step toward rescue. It's blinding, relentless, and exactly what turned a desperate man into a dangerous one. I spent sleepless nights tracing Amelia's fragmented path from smoky dives to underground fight clubs, piecing together whispers and rumors like a man possessed. Every dead end made me hungrier, every clue sharpened the edge of my desperation. It wasn't obsession, it was survival instinct on steroids, and it's a fine line that only the deeply broken understand. Obsession works like a prism bending your focus into a laser beam. While normal focus skips around like a restless flame, obsession locks onto one point and burns sharply through distractions. This single-mindedness is less madness and more a superpower. It carves out clarity from chaos, making you see what no one else dares to look for. What shocked me wasn't that obsession consumed me, but that it rebuilt me. The cruel irony. The more I fixated, the less broken I felt. That hunger grew into hope, and hope, even when born of desperation, is the rudder that steers us from ruins back into the fight. In the end, power isn't about control. It's about survival and reclaiming what's stolen. When the chips are down, power is the only language the world respects. In a forgotten warehouse near the Mississippi, I came face to face with the men who took Amelia, cold eyes, heavy guns, and arrogance thicker than the humid air. But the man they saw this time was changed, tougher, faster, and unapologetically raw. The fight wasn't just physical, it was a statement. Power reclaimed isn't just strength, it's soul roaring back. Power works like both shield and sword. It protects what you love and strikes down those who threaten it. Without it, you're prey. With it, you're a storm. Understanding power this way flips the script. It's less about dominance and more about survival tactics perfected by those who have lost everything. The surprising truth I learned. Control is an illusion held only by those capable of wielding power with purpose. Amelia, the chaos, the loss, they weren't signs of defeat but invitations to rise. The final lesson is brutal. Power doesn't just take, you become power's vessel to reclaim your story. Remember that cracked bar, glass in hand, shadows licking the walls. That's our starting line, and it's where we circle back. Losing Amelia wasn't just a setback, it was the spark that lit a wildfire of transformation. When everything falls apart, power isn't given, it's taken, shaped in the fires of obsession, chaos, and brutal clarity. So next time the world crashes in, don't just reach for the bottle. Reach for your edge instead. Try this. Next time you think you're broken, think, what fire can I forge from these ashes? Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.